Hi everyone, hope you've all had a great week. In this week's report, we'll check if Lake Eucumbene is still rising and where the fish were biting. Pete has another great pic to share with us, but there's a twist. In this week's Look Back in Time, I spotlight my favourite pub in the Snowies. Can you guess where it is? There's the weather, lake visitor pics and videos, and more. All of the mountain lakes rose this week, but you'd have to have had a pretty keen eye to have noticed. Lake Eucumbene was up 0.2%, Jindabyne 0.1%, and Tantangara Dam 0.3%. It'll be interesting to see where they sit this time next week after some decent forecast rain. It's good to see Lake Eucumbene still slowly rising. My good friend and former Adaminaby resident Mary sent me a great piece of lake history during the week. Mary took the video I'm about to play to you back in 1996. You'll see just how high the lake was back then. I'm guessing around 90%. Notice the water literally at the top of the road that leads down to the boat ramp, not far from the dirt section that disappears over the hill to the little church near Rainbow Pines. We can probably only just dream of it getting to this level again one day. Fantastic vision, Mary, and thanks for sending it to me. Before we take a look at where the fish were biting this week, Croc posted an interesting question to the Lake Eucumbene Facebook group on Sunday. What's the best power bait and colour? Great question, and it generated a lot of comments. Various powerbait colours and combinations were mentioned, as well as different times of the day to use them. Some of the more popular powerbaits listed for catching trout were sherbet, rainbow, hot pink, lemon or lime twist. Personally, I've had a fair bit of luck with the floating salmon eggs. But according to the comments, there was a clear standout when it comes to powerbait. Chunky cheese. And good mate Tiny Egan from Anglers Reach added, a chunky cheese powerbait and worm combo is dynamite. He also says a hot pink powerbait corn kernel combination works well all day. And I always listen to Tiny when it comes to powerbait. After all, I don't know a man alive that has as many jars of powerbait as Tiny. Love your work, Tiny. Tight lines, mate. Darren had a great time at Braemar Bay last week, fishing right in front of the holiday park. In all, Darren landed 5 fish, with this beautiful brown being the standout at just over 2 kilos. Darren caught this one on a rainbow powerbait. The others were taken using orange powerbait, worms, and one took a yabby. Great catches, Darren, and thanks for sharing with the Lake Eucumbene Facebook group. Jacob and mates spent last weekend at the lake and landed these nice trout trolling the edges using Tassies and hard-body lures. The haul consisting of 9 browns and 2 rainbows. Once again, the fish were full of yabbies. Russell had a fantastic week up at Eucumbene with his dad Lawrence, the pair fishing in front of the Crows' old cabins. They caught 19 fish for the week, all browns and averaging around the kilo mark. 18 of the fish were caught on worms and 1 on chunky cheese powerbait. Russell adding his dad caught the biggest for the week at 4.39 pounds. Looks like a great trip away, boys, and thanks for sharing with us. Dave and his mates gathered at the Markers Anglers Reach on Friday afternoon, and it looked like some pretty serious fishing was about to take place. Here's Dave.
Down at the Markers we are. Friday afternoon. Had one little bite. Otherwise pretty quiet between 4 of us. Lovely scenery, but what do you think? And here's the alcoholics.
As many people who watch these videos know, Tony Bennett makes some great quality lures. This week, Tony shared this one with us. It's his version of the snowy caterpillar in the baby mandragora lure. Nice work, Tony. Looks great. Darko has also been busy this week, painting his latest batch of jointed 6cm, 5-gram trout lures. If you're interested in grabbing one from his next batch, please leave Darko a message via the Lake Eucumbene Facebook group or on Instagram at Boss Lures. We all know Pete takes amazing photos of the high country, and he's shared many of them with us in these videos over the past 8 months. Pete's love for the mountains is well known and infectious. It's definitely his happy place, but even he needs a trip elsewhere occasionally. So this week, a bit of a change of scenery. Pete spent some time down at beautiful Shell Harbour last Sunday morning and captured this glorious sunrise looking across the rocks and towards the ocean. As always, it's a wonderful photo, Pete, but knowing you as well as I do, I bet you are happy to be back home in the mountains again. In this week's Look Back in Time, I've popped up some old photos taken at Adaminity's famous Snow Goose Hotel. I'm sure many watching this video would have stopped at the Snow Goose on their way to and from Lake Eucumbene and the snowfields. These pics were taken back in 1958, and I must say, I can recognise the layout of the bar and dining areas straight away. It's still very similar today. The Snow Goose Hotel was built in 1957, with its construction coinciding with the relocation of the old Adaminaby. It was originally designed to serve as a central hub for workers on the then new Snowy Mountains Hydro project. In the years since, the Snow Goose has become a very well-known and loved country hotel. It's a major employer in Adaminaby and an ideal base for exploring the wonderful Snowy Mountains. The Snow Goose holds very fond memories for me too, and I will admit, I've definitely spent a lot of time in there over many years. It was a mandatory stop for my dad and I at the start of every fishing trip we had. We'd sit outside on the tables and plan how we were going to fill the esky with lots of trout. On the way home, we'd stop again and discuss why the esky was still empty. These days, I still stop on my way up for a fish, and while it's not the same without my dad, it's always a great place to have a cold beer. If you've been up to the Snow Goose and want to share a pic of you there, please post it to the Lake Eucumbene Facebook group, and I might put some of them up in a future report. A real mixed bag of weather for Lake Eucumbene next week. Rain and showers feature early in the week, ahead of another sunny weekend. Maximum temperatures ranging from 22 degrees tomorrow, Monday, to just 9 degrees on Tuesday, and up to 25 millimetres of rain is forecast over the next 7 days. Daniela was back at her favourite part of the lake, Old Adaminaby, during the week, and was lucky enough to witness this glorious sunset on Tuesday night. The colours are simply stunning, and how wonderful it would have been to be there live to see it. Thanks for sharing with us, Daniela. This is a lovely story. Some years ago, Raw was doing some bank fishing and spotted this grey teal duck caught in a hook and struggling. He waved down a boat that was trolling nearby and asked the guys if they could try and release the duck. As you can see in the second photo, the guys drove over and successfully released the duck to go on its merry way. Now, I don't know who these guys are, but if you happen to be watching this video, we just want to say, you're bloody legends, and thank you. When I clicked on Joanne's post that read, "Nice rainbow tonight at Buckendera," I must admit I was expecting to see a trout, but I'm definitely not disappointed that it's this lovely rainbow. Nice capture, Joanne, and thanks for sharing with us. Lake regular Ricky spent Wednesday evening up at Buckendera and captured this great rainbow shot too. Nice pic, Ricky. Did you find any gold, mate? Ricky also sent in this pic from Buckendera on the Wednesday. Ricky saying that despite the threatening-looking skies, the storm passed by and he stayed dry. Ricky also posted a short video showing the lake looking lovely and very inviting for a fish. Wishing you tight lines, Ricky. Jan also enjoyed last Wednesday's lovely Lake Eucumbene sunset, taking this nice pic at Providence Portal looking west towards the river. It sure is a wonderful part of the world, Jan. We saw some of Daniela's amazing sunset pics from Tuesday night at Old Adaminaby earlier in the report, and I've chosen this one as pic of the week. What an absolutely stunning photo, Daniela, and thanks for sharing with us. This week's fishing meme was sent in by Jill. I know you're in bed with the flu, but I need the keys to the filing cabinet. Surely no one in this group has ever called in sick and gone fishing. Thanks for the laughs, Jill. Well, that's the report for this week. I hope you found it useful. As always, I'm happy to take on any feedback or suggestions. And don't forget, if you're looking for more information on Lake Eucumbene, check out the social media channels. There's the website, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and you'll be notified as soon as I put up new videos. Have a great week, everyone. Stay safe, tight lines, and bye for now.